I'll let that count. Welcome, good morning, good day. Welcome to your yoga practice. It is Thursday, January 23rd. Sometimes the bell, she rings herself. Let's go ahead and come into an easy seat. And today let's take Hridaya Mudra. So that's the heart mudra. You can bring your index fingers to the root of your thumb and curl the thumb over. And then draw in your middle finger and pinky finger to the thumbs and extend your pinkies. So again, that's the the index fingers coming to the root of the thumbs, and then middle fingers, ring fingers to the thumb tips, pinkies extended. And then we can rest this gesture on our lap. And if you didn't catch the gesture, don't worry about it. You can just rest your hands on your lap. But we'll take a couple of breaths, imagining breathing into the heart space. So taking your time, breathing in and letting go. And just checking in with yourself, how you are feeling in this moment. As you breathe, I'll share a quote from some ancient Hindu scripture. One should never do that to another which one regards as injurious to one's own self. This, in brief, is the rule of Dharma. Yielding to desire and acting differently, you become guilty of adharma, which would be the opposite. So one should never do that to another which one regards as injurious to one's own self. Or I think a more modern language around it would be do unto others as you would have others do unto you. So letting ourselves kind of breathe in this ancient and it's just always relevant wisdom of treating others how we wish to be treated. Staying a couple more breaths, you might even imagine through the ages, through thousands of years, folks sitting in meditation, contemplating this exact same idea. Recognizing that golden thread that kind of weaves us all together. Thousands of years, millions and millions of people all meditating on and you hopefully acting in accordance with ahimsa, with non-harm. Never do that to another which you would regard as injurious to yourself. Let's see if we can deepen the inhale. So breathing in at your own pace, just as slowly and completely as you can. See if you can soften your face, your jaw, your shoulders. Keep breathing in. When you feel full, see if you can bring in just a little bit more. And when it's time, let's exhale through the lips. Doing this at your own pace another time or two. Good. Let's start to move around a little bit. So you can go ahead and release the mudra, resting your hands on your knees. Inhale, leaning forward. Exhale, drawing back. So drawing some big circles. It's okay if your hips lift or scoot off of the mat a little. Just try to notice any sensations of stretching or opening, or maybe there's tension that you feel in your hips or low back. A couple more big circles this way. And switching directions when it feels right. coming to center. If you have a folded blanket and you're not already on it, go ahead and sit on that. We'll stretch our legs out long. When you get there, you could bounce them a little, maybe even give them a little massage with your hands. And then bring your hands to your belly as long as that feels okay to you. Pick it up, spread it out, and start to lean forward. Our knees can soften. We can even let them lift a little bit. I'm going to scoop my hands then behind my knees and just keep offering a little massage to that area, just a little below and above the knees. We have all these muscles that attach. And you can let your head hang heavy. See how that feels. Of course, if anything doesn't feel good or doesn't feel quite right, then don't do it. Just find your own way. One more breath. And then let's slowly sit up tall. Bring the right foot to the ground. You could again scoop belly out of the way. Hook your left arm around the right leg. Take a twist to the right. Right fingertips can find the ground behind you. Just a breath or two here, scoping it out, bringing a twist into the spine. And then let's release. See how it feels to cross the right leg over the left. Again, hooking the left arm, taking a twist to the right. So this might have brought in more sensation to your outer right hip. Try to keep anchoring your right hip down. Let it get heavy. It's okay if it lifts a little. Just keep the energy of dropping it down. And release your twist. Now keeping your right leg crossed over the left, let your right knee drop down, so shifting into a figure four. If this doesn't feel good, then you can bring the right foot to the inside of the left leg instead. Sit up tall and then lean forward. It might not take much. We're looking for sensation in the outer right hip area again. If your right ankle is uncomfortable on your left thigh, you can scoop your hand under that ankle too. And you might check out the different sensations you get when you round your spine versus when you lift your heart. A couple more breaths here if you want to play with shifting between the two. All right, let's sit up. Stretch your right leg long. Plant your left foot on the ground. Again, we can scoop the belly out of the way. We can make space for ourselves and hook your right arm around your left leg, twisting to the left. Left fingertips can find the ground behind you. Sitting up tall, maybe looking back and breathing. And let's release, facing forwards. See about crossing your left leg over your right. Trying to drop the left hip down. Again, return to your twist. Perfect. So we breathe here. Is there anything that can soften? Maybe it's in the face or the shoulders. Maybe you can consciously soften the outer left hip a little. Good, let's release, facing forward, and again we'll take figure four, so this time the left knee drops towards the ground. We can always support under it. We could support under the left ankle if it's too pokey. Sit up tall and then start to hinge forward. Just enough so that you feel some stretch or sensation in the left hip. Again, make any adjustments for yourself. Breathing as you fold forward. My body seems to want to sway in a lot of these hip stretches. Maybe yours does too. Another couple breaths. You could play with lengthening your spine, lifting your heart as you breathe in, and letting your spine round, head drop heavy as you breathe out. Good. Let's go ahead and sit up tall and come into tabletop, and we'll get moving through some flows. From your tabletop, cow and cat, inhale, drop your belly down. Exhale, arch your spine up. You might try coming up to your fingertips to see how that feels. And then if there's any other movement that feels intuitive, your body's asking for it, go ahead and give that to yourself. Maybe drawing some circles with your chest. When you feel ready, let's go ahead and meet in downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathing, you could shift your hips side to side. Let your hands be kind of glued to the mat. Try to lighten your wrists, whatever you do. So rooting down through your fingertips, through the roots of your index fingers and thumbs. Let your head be really heavy. Shoulders can shrug up towards your ears since our arms are up overhead. Pressing your chest towards your thighs. A bend is always welcome in the knees. Remembering that you are in control of the spiciness of your practice. Let's see about lifting the right leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, shift forward to plank, right knee to right elbow. It's Delia's birthday. She likes this stuff, I think. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose in plank pose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Good. Return to three-legged dog. And then set the right foot down on the outside of the right hand. So shifting right into lizard pose. Good. You can bring blocks under your hands and just notice the effect that effort might have had on your body. So maybe your breathing changed. Maybe you feel your heart rate elevated. Maybe your mind had opinions. Then we could drop the left knee. See how it feels to roll to the pinky side edge of your right foot. So we're just kind of exploring different angles of stretch within the joints. All right, let's see how it feels to plant the right foot and very carefully start to bend the left knee, bringing the left foot towards your hip. You might shift forward a little bit. That feels better on my knee, so I'm shifting kind of more to the top of the knee. And then option to sweep your right arm up and back, taking a twist. Maybe you catch your left foot, maybe not. Maybe you don't like any of this and you are finding a different version of lizard pose. That is fine too. Couple more breaths wherever you are. Notice what you're feeling and stay with it. All right, let's go ahead and release. Hands on the ground or blocks, left toes tucked, lift your left knee, walk your hands over to the left. So we're shifting into a wide leg forward fold. Hanging heavy, let your head get really heavy. And then bend your right knee, shifting your hips to the right, big stretch in your upper inner left thigh. And returning to center, wide leg forward fold. Walk your hands to the top of the mat. Then we'll bring hands straight to the ground if they've been on blocks. Find plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Inhale, inch forward onto your belly. Point your toes back. Let's stretch our arms back. Shalabhasana locust pose, so you can stretch your arms and your toes back so that the heart lifts, the legs float up. Maybe here you want to interlace your hands if that's an option. You could even take some neck movements, shifting your right ear towards right shoulder, then left ear towards left shoulder. A few more breaths. And give yourself a break, releasing, resting your forehead on your arms or your cheek on the ground. Can you give yourself another full breath, just like we started with? So really taking your time, filling up, inviting in the outer world, and then letting go, giving back. As you're ready, hands alongside your chest, tuck your toes, push yourself up and back, downward facing dog. A few breaths here if you want some movement. Good. From down dog, inhale, lifting your left leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, come forward to plank, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, plank, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee, right elbow, hover. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, step or swing the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Uttan Prasthasana, lizard pose. So again, I like to bring blocks under my hands for this. Maybe you do too. Give yourself a few breaths here. Huge stretch for the right hip flexors. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and set the right knee down carefully and see how it feels to roll to the pinky side edge of your left foot. Keep breathing. All right, we can plant the left foot again and then explore bending the right knee, pulling the right heel towards your right hip. Maybe, maybe not, right? Remembering that you're always in control, especially when we practice at home. Let's feel empowered to take care of ourselves. Then we can take that out when we're in a public class. All right, maybe you sweep your left arm up and back, taking a twist. It's no worries if you don't find your right foot. You can enjoy a twist regardless. Imagine your breaths in, creating space in the body, stretching things out, opening them up. The exhales can carry out any tension that's ready to let go. One more breath here. And release, facing forward. Carefully bring the right toes to the ground. Lift the right knee. And then walk your hands over to the right side. So shifting to a wide leg forward fold, other direction. And this time bend your left knee, shifting the legs way over to the left side or the hips. Breathing here. Breathing slowly, let's straighten the left leg. Walk your hands back to the top of the mat. And we'll go ahead and step ourselves up to forward fold. On an inhale, lift up halfway. On an exhale, fold down. And inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take a couple breaths to kind of recalibrate to this new perspective, standing up. On an inhale, stretch your arms to the sky. Exhale, sit back into chair pose. Inhale here. Exhale, fold all the way down. Step your right foot back in space. On an inhale, rise up. If balance isn't with you today, you can plant your right foot. You can lower your right knee. Stay for a couple of breaths with the option to lift up and over to the left side. So stretching through your right side body. That'll also kind of pull on the connective tissue around the hip. Bringing in a little more stretch. I like to interlace my hands. Pulling up and over, one more breath. And then return hands to earth. Step your left foot back. Breathe in, top of a push-up. Breathe out, lower down, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, come forward onto the belly. Point your toes back, stretch your arms back. Locust pose, ride the wave of your breath, 3 cycles. And lower down, hands alongside your chest. Tuck your toes, push yourself up and back to downward facing dog, or you can take a breather in tabletop or even child's pose. A few breaths. On an inhale, lift the right leg up to the sky, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step or swing it to the top of the mat, whatever it takes to get there. Steady yourself and then see about rising up. Good. Breathing here. Option to pull up and over to the right side, maybe interlacing your hands or holding your left wrist. Breathe yourself back to center. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the ground. Step your left foot up, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold down. Sink your hips down. Next inhale, chair pose. Exhale, stand up tall. Enjoy a couple of breaths, noticing the effects of your effort. Next inhale, reach to the sky, maybe add a back bend. Exhale, fold down. Hands touch down, left foot steps back. Drop the left heel, rise up to warrior 2. Right away we can flow, inhaling the right arm up and back, reverse warrior. Exhaling, cartwheeling the arms off to the right side, extended side angle. Do that a couple times. And next exhale, hands come to the ground. Step your right foot back, push up. Inhale, exhale, lower on down. Next inhale, locust pose, stretching your arms and legs back. Ride the wave a couple cycles. And release. Hands alongside your chest. Tuck your toes. Push yourself up and back. Downward facing dog. Just a couple breaths. Good. Inhaling, lift your left leg to the sky. 3-legged dog. Look forward. Exhale, step or swing left foot to the top of the mat. Drop your right heel. Cartwheel your arms up. Warrior 2. Left palm to the sky. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle, arms off to the left. Move with your breath a couple more times. Next exhale, go ahead and bring your hands to the ground. Inhale, step your right foot up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands down through center and onto your heart. Take a few breaths here. What could you thank yourself for right now? Thank you for showing up, for moving your body. Thank you for the balance and stability that allows us to stand upright. Thank you, heart. Thank you, lungs. Fill yourself up with some gratitude for all of the things you're doing for yourself. And if it feels good, give yourself a little shake out to release that. Okay, let's go ahead and come on down to our spines. Coming onto the ground, rolling onto your back. Then crossing the right ankle over the left thigh, draw the legs in towards your chest. If figure four doesn't feel quite right, I know I prefer to just cross my right thigh over left. Take a little movement here, and then you can drop your legs off to the left side, just passing through a twist. We won't be here long. You might stretch your right arm up alongside your right ear. And unwind through center, unhooking the legs and switching them. Left leg on top now. Drawing the legs in towards your chest. Find an angle that feels pleasant. And then letting the legs fall over to the right side. You could lift the left arm up alongside your ear. Just again, adding more stretch through the connective tissues. And then come back through center. Maybe today you'd like to bring the soles of your feet together, let your knees fall away from each other like a book opening and resting in Baddha Konasana, reclined bound ankle. And you could also stretch your legs out long or rest any way that feels good. Breathing in gratitude for yourself, for all of the ways you're taking care of you. Breathing out stress. Breathing in gratitude for nature and the world around you, all the ways that it is taking care of you. Breathing out, letting go of stress. Deepening your breath, maybe stretching your arms and legs like you just woke up. And we'll eventually make our way up to an easy seat if you'd like to close together. Just noticing how you're feeling emotionally, physically. It's a big deal to be showing up and taking care of yourself. And I know some of us have been doing it together for quite a while, but I think it's so important to just kind of step back sometimes and really recognize this is a big deal. You're doing good work. If you'd like to close with a chant, we can draw our hands together at our heart. Big breath in if you'd like to vibrate Om. Om. Deep bow of gratitude to you, to the teachings. Thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you again tomorrow. And I hope you have a great birthday, Delia. Bye. Oh, hi, kitty.